All right, this instructional series from the Greensboro Karate Institute is to present the history of the martial arts styles that make up our system. I am going to begin with my own personal journey in the martial arts. So as early as the 60s, during the 60s, I became aware of karate competitions in my local area. The United States Karate Association had their nationals at some of the local gyms, high school gyms. So I was lucky enough to attend some of these tournaments, and I saw some of the great competitors from the 60s. Shorty Mills, Joe Louis, Mike Stone, Chuck Norris, Thomas LaPuppet are all renowned competitors from the 1960s. That tournament ended up becoming the United States Karate Association Grand Nationals, which is one of the largest tournaments in the country. In 1970, my best friend and I found that there was a local introductory class at a community college, and it was open to the public. So we went to that class, and there was Mr. Hong, and he taught a combination of judo and taekwondo. After that class finished, my friend continued to practice with Mr. Hong, but I wasn't able to because Mr. Hong's school was on the other side of Chicago, which would entail a lot of bus rides. At that time, I wasn't aware that there was martial arts schools in a lot of different areas close to where I lived. So investigating that, I found Master Instructor Kwan School in Berkeley. I was actually riding my bike on the way to my sister's house, and I saw Korean karate. So I went in and asked about the class and whether or not I could take an introductory class. And he said, no, it was $25. And I said, well, I don't have $25. And he said, well, go get it, and then you can take class. I said, well, what if I don't like it? And he said, then don't come back. So Mr. Kwan's system was a synthesis of Jido Kwan, Taekwondo, which is what he had learned in school, and Muda-Kwan Taekwondo, which is the military version of Taekwondo. I mention that because the synthesis of the different martial arts is a big part of the martial arts throughout the history. I made my black belt in 1973 in Taekwondo, and in 1975 I moved to Greensboro, North Carolina, and I began training under Master Instructor Wellendorf. His system of American karate was a synthesis of Isshin-Ryu, which he had studied under Harry Ackman and Ungi Uezu. Both Harry Ackman and Ungi Uezu were students of the founder of Isshin-Ryu, which is Tatsu Shimabuku. In 1978, I made my black belt in Mr. Wellendorf's system. And the Greensboro Karate Institute was founded in 1982, and our system is a synthesis of both the Taekwondo that I had studied under Master Instructor Kwan and the Isshin-Ryu karate, which I had studied under Master Instructor Wellendorf. In future segments of this, I'm going to explain some of the details of the history of Taekwondo from Korea and the history of Okinawan karate and how that developed.